Liverpool were so close to completing the absolute perfect midfield rebuild within a single transfer window. Alexis McAllister has hit the ground running, and I've been really impressed by how well Dominic Szoboszlai has equipped himself, let's say, in the first two matches of the league so far. But they're both missing that counterpoint, that centrepiece, to allow them the freedom to go onto the pitch and do their thing and really impose themselves on matches and, you know, help Liverpool do a bit better. No Caicedo, no Lavia, but they've signed Wataru Endo for a couple of mils, so that'll be okay. Now, to be honest with you, Wataru Endo probably won't do that bad as like a rotation piece. I'm getting like, and it's not because they're both Japanese, but I'm getting Minamino vibes where he's just a real moneyball purchase. Like, he's a proper little hatchet. He'll do pretty well, but I'm not sure you could put him into Liverpool's best 11. In the video today, I'll be going through the top 3 realistic options that are out there in the market, and do not say Ryan Gravenberch, because I just don't see the point in that at all. It doesn't move the Liverpool team on, and it's just not even really what Liverpool midfield needs anyway. At any point in the video, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We're pushing for 10,000 subscribers, and we cannot do that without your support. Be sure to like the video and jump into the comment section and let me know if you were going to be buying one more midfielder for Liverpool, who would it be? And let's just get stuck straight into it. Now, the Liverpool team over the first couple of games has been the exact same, and it's just been absolute gung-ho football. Having Gakpo in the number 10 position, and he's been really having to come back and get the rest of the midfield out of jail, and it's just been defend by numbers rather than defensive acumen, as it were. And I think that's really kind of limited them. Now, Liverpool are really happy to play stretched, to play high and wide against the pitch and counter-attack. They've got no problem doing that, but they're not getting the most out of their midfield, and they're not going to beat better teams very often without that kind of balance that they're used to having to facilitate this attacking, stretched approach that Jurgen Klopp has had for Liverpool in the Premier League. Alexis McAllister has been operating in these zones and just been ticking play over, and I liken his role now in the Liverpool team very much to that of Joshua Kimmich, where he's really the heartbeat of the team and circulating the ball around the pitch from left to right, as well as getting in and amongst the final thirds to just make sure that possession keeps up and, you know, the sensible passes are made to keep the pressure on, whether it be to out wide or to circulate the ball from left to right. And Szoboszlai, I know, is a very attacking midfielder, borderline forward, that doesn't want and need to be expending his energy coming back here and dealing with stuff. You want to leave him a bit more freedom to be operating in and around here, like you do with Gakpo. But again, Gakpo, you could probably put him in the final third a bit more, put him in the forward line. Now, little Endo, like I said in the intro, I don't think he's going to be best 11 caliber, but he's a good rotation piece. There's no two ways about it. His statistics are good, and at his age, to get a solid professional, Endo will be the sort of guy that does what it says on the tin. He'll tackle people, he'll get booked, he won't do anything that stupid probably, he won't take any risks or any chances. Now, if I was going to be doing one of these moneyball defensive midfielders, the number 1 pick for me wouldn't be Wataru Endo. It would be Ibrahim Sangar, the big defensive midfielder from PSV. Now, Ibrahim Sangar has been one of the most dominant ball-playing defensive midfielders across Europe for the last like 5 or 6 years. He is 25 years of age, and for some reason, none of the big teams have taken a chance on him. When he was at Toulouse in the French league, doing really well for a defensive midfielder, one of the European stat leaders for progressive passes into the final third. He's carried that through to the Eredivisie with PSV over the last 3 years. He's been great. His stats are incredible. They're through the roof. Plenty of amazing scores. All of these ratings are out of a 100 scale, which just gives you a much better barometer on midfielders' actual, you know, output in a match. And Sangar, whether it is a game they win or they lose, he's always involved. He's very prolific in that sense. And I just don't get why no one has signed this guy yet. But they've went with Endo, so whatever. Now, like I mentioned with Alexis McAllister doing that Joshua Kimmich role, who would be perfect to play alongside someone that plays like Joshua Kimmich? Well, Leon Goretzka, who I'm a big fan of, some of you guys will know that already, he's been frozen out at Bayern Munich by Thomas Tuchel, who prefers Konrad Laimer. Now, I know Liverpool have been linked to Gravenberch. That's not the move. That's not the play. He's like 5th choice. They're saying 4th. He's much further down the pecking order than that. Thomas Tuchel even spoke about left-back Rafi Guerreiro being midfield depth as part of the reason he signed him. Don't know why Liverpool really want Gravenberch. Who you really want is Goretzka, who's been frozen out, and I know he's not a defensive midfielder, but he is capable of doing this job of bodyguarding him, bodyguarding a defensive Van Dijk and Konate, Robbo, Trent. This is a great defence that he can definitely marshal in same way that Fabinho used to. You know, Fabinho would sit in here and do his thing defensively, cleaning up, being good on the ball, whatever. But Fabinho in big matches and in tight games, he could crop up here, and Goretzka can do that. He can not only fire from range, but he can get into the box himself if you're overloading. And I think you know, if Liverpool came calling, he's really resolute that he wants to stay at Bayern. But I think if Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool phoned him and said, Leon, come and be my man, I think he could do it. Now, the only worry I've got with this is that you turn into kind of Newcastle situation where you've not really got a defensive midfielder. I say if you're playing it in if you're giving Alexis the Kimmich role, you just give Goretzka the Goretzka role, and then you're sorted. Big Leon Goretzka is 28 years of age at the moment, and his contract is actually up in 3 years from now. Really long, strong contract at Bayern, so I can see why he's been so resolute. And again, these scores out of 100 for a midfielder are absolutely incredible. He made a real name for himself at Schalke. He's been fantastic at Bayern Munich, and for me, he is amongst one of the most elite midfielders in world football, and he is basically available. Bayern don't want him. They're listening to offers. And why go and buy a Gravenberch and an Endo? Guys that aren't proven at the highest level. Somebody like Goretzka here, you know, he played at the weekend because Bayern wanted a real rock in midfield. They didn't play Leimer. They won 4-0. Big man bossed it. But yeah, overall last year wasn't his best year, but I'm a big fan of him and he is available. And I think he would do great in the Premier League and he would do great at Liverpool. Now, this guy was number 1 on my list anyway. And as I was setting up to record, breaking news from Atletico, they're looking to sign this guy because Rodrigo de Paul might be going to Saudi Arabia. I had to tweet about it. I could not believe it. He has a release fee as little as 12 million euros. World Cup winner Guido Rodriguez. Now, Guido Rodriguez is 29 years of age. The Argentina World Cup winner has been around the block quite a few times without ever really breaking into the top end of European football. His contract is up in 12 months, and that minimum fee of 12 million makes him 3 times better a purchase than bloody Wataru Endo. He performs exceptionally well in a very difficult league. You know, very good defensive midfielders like Guido Rodriguez that can play the ball, win lots of tackles, win lots of duels, be very economic in possession. And playing in this Manuel Pellegrini Real Betis team that are very forward thinking and do like to attack, this guy's been a part of a team that does like to go box to box, turn over the ball quickly and play those incisive balls to the talent in the attacking ranks. I think if you put Guido Rodriguez in here behind Alexis McAllister, then you just let these guys go on and play some football and go on and join the attack, and you get a little bit of that good and the great Liverpool back. Again, gives Trent a bit more freedom if he is coming into these little pockets where he can go a bit further forward and maybe do something a bit more adventurous, because this guy's not going to go anywhere. Again, really filling that Fabinho role, really bodyguard the effort, fill in the gaps, protect the space. And like I said already, at that release clause, how can Liverpool not be buying this guy? Let me know what their excuses will be in the comment section of the video. On screen and now with some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.